Top of the morning, folks. Chris Rockwell. Friday, man, and I'm in the office, and it's been cold out. Let's go take a look outside real quick. This is what's going on up here, and we've been having a little bit of snow and had a cold snap, and now it's warmed up to snow, and it's just so quiet, you guys. So it's just a great time to be inside and enjoying life, and I'm settling into my office and new place, and it's been very inspirational, and I feel comfortable to be able to start creating again, at full speed. So I wanted to show you guys. I'm diving into acrylics and canvas now. This is a piece I've been having some fun with over the last couple days. All my work, you guys, is based on just what's inside of me. I don't look at pictures and then copy something I've taken a picture of, and I'm terrible at that. I have to create based on deep seated memories and experiences of actually being in the water at sunset as a kid. Whether it was the North Coast or Huntington Beach. Like, I remember what that felt like, being in the water and feeling a big wave coming up like that, and then diving under it. And so many sunsets, up on the coast and just around water and nature, man. It's like there's no replicating nature. It's deep in my bones of what I express based on what it means to me. That's what comes out. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on some more technical projects, creative projects that I'll be talking to you guys about. These are my ride or dies every morning. Doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m. or hi Sailor, hi Bradley, or if it's at any time. They are my crew. So I hope you guys are doing good. This is my tribe too, man. You guys are tuning in and wanting to hang out. That's cool, man. That makes me happy. So that's what's going on right now. I hope you guys are having a good week. I'm just kind of at a good pace right now and just feeling good, man, and I think that's good. I've spent so many years, like so many adults, rushing to nowhere and trying to get my damn camera set up. You guys, sorry, it's totally tacky, but I wanted to take you outside before I went inside. So here we are. Chris Rockwell, the IT guy. Yeah, right. Anyway, so I'm stoked to be creating, like being able to dive back into my creativity on a very raw scale, which is like painting and drawing. And right now with the acrylics and canvas, that's, I remember as a kid, this is all new, for me, the canvas acrylic thing. But I was around it as a kid. My mom had oils, and I think she did some oil painting as a younger person, and I think my uncle did. I'm not sure if he did. And then I have a friend of mine who's very talented with canvas. It's really, kind of got my head into it and wanted to dive into it and check it out more, because it's a nice medium that feels really good. I love spray paint art. I've spent a lot of years, when I didn't have any money, what I could afford were like Sharpie pens and, a notebook. So I spent a lot of years just really working on, my work, but using what I had, which was, pen and paper, which I think was a great forced me to really just focus on expressing and working on kind of that process, developing it at a kind of a more of a kind of a core level before I got into other other things. So that was where I'm at now is really cool because now I'm in an office. I've got my place set up, and um, I'm getting a routine throughout a day that's really starting to produce good results. And that's the whole point. For me, it's like whether it's sports or business or my creative art stuff, which is it lives on in the world of I stay in the art of it and the truth of that. But I know because of all my business experience, I love the other aspects of creative commerce, which is being able to create a brand that's authentic, that actually means something. And that's what I'm working on, a new generation of that stuff right now too. More signature brand directed at this stage of my life. So I'm excited about that. And I'm going to continue to do a lot of visual artwork because it really makes my brain happy. And the old, not old, the kind of there's a line of thinking about what they call color therapy, and I believe it. My friend was a big proponent of it. He was a recovering drug addict, heroin addict, spray paint artist. Guy did stuff for the Olympics and presidents and all kinds of stuff. And we were hanging out in the streets, checking out like at night in San Diego, looking at, like, he was taking me through his neighborhoods and showing me the work that he had done. And he had done, I mean, he was prolific. He had a big thing at the Children's Museum with his humongous piece. It's just like he was awesome, but he also was totally street legit, and had street respect as far as all the street artists go. And so he took me around and introduced me to all these guys, and then we went out to the nation's largest graffiti park. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. So that, like, all of those experiences have just been so nice because I've been introduced to lots of different art mediums, and they all are, it's all the same stuff in terms of up here and in the heart, and the expression is all the same. I'm learning as I do all the different types of artistic medium, and at the end of the day, what it does for me, you guys, is it's like, for sports it's like working out for me. Doing my artwork it's just like a healthy kind of use of something that's in me that I have to use. It was some, my creativity was recognized as a kid. It was encouraged, even though I grew up in a working class, blue collar, football, logging kind of town. And my mom's not from that. She's from Los Angeles, from Santa Monica, Brentwood, around a lot of artists. And she's an artist, and so is my uncle. So, I was dropped into a place where artists are were especially as a kid, as a boy growing up, you either play football and you're tough, or you're a nerd. And there wasn't much in between back then. So saying, hey, I love to draw and I love music, and I kind of kept all that a little quiet. I just was worried about, hanging with the guys and scoring touchdowns and making tackles and going out and partying with the guys and having a good time, But quietly, I was more obsessed with my creativity, whether it was music or, manifesting the creativity in me in all forms. And some of it's entrepreneurial. Like, being an entrepreneur that I am also is very much a creative process. It's a messy, awesome, hard, challenging, confusing thing. It's art. It's not straight lines, been done a million times before, doing iterations off of something that's been proven and done a million times. Like, that's a very different mindset. That's not where I live. I live in innovation and creativity, which is doing something I haven't done before on a daily basis. And I think that's an important point. Like I've always been open to everybody else's opinions, and I grew up in a working class community and listened to guys tell me, why are you going to go to college and play college football? You just need to go to work. I'm not kidding, dude. I listened to so much of that because they came from the trades, and they, 5 generations of trade workers who made good enough money to not need to learn anything else and tell everybody else that everything else is dumb. So I've been around that a lot growing up. I was not around a lot of artists and creatives, and I think that's just anywhere you go. But for me, my tribe was small, man, that way. Athletics and everything else like that, that was, I was fitting in, and I had I was given the gifts to be able to compete at a pretty high level, but it was never my true love. So, but I'm very grateful that I was able to challenge myself to that physical degree, because it definitely gives me confidence to push myself into the unknown when it doesn't feel easy. So college football has helped me as much for my artwork as anything. So that's why I'm able to move it from a painting or a drawing, but at the same time moving those creative thoughts into actual products and a brand and a consumer brand that actually is real, that people are identify with. Just like when I had my record label, people identified with it because, and the brand that it became and that it represented, it was authentic, it was real, and it was well done with a lot of heart and thought put to it, and that resonates. It doesn't have to resonate with everybody. I have as many people who are critics of me as many people appreciate what I do, and that's okay. That's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is, am I challenging me enough today? And am I achieving the next steps in what are and should be the next right steps in what I'm trying to do to develop a, creative work products and projects and artwork, and more importantly, starting with, how am I treating the people around me, including myself and these dogs? And what I'm finding is, by getting settled into a very secure place in my life, and a secure physical place with no distractions of negative people and ulterior motives and just unhealthy attachments and dynamics, my mind and my heart is flourishing creatively. And what that is just, I'm able to feel safe enough to share my truth onto a canvas, and then eventually share it with, like I've just done, share it with you guys, because that's what I should do. I like to share this stuff, and I also like to share why I do what I do, and a little bit what the deeper kind of point of what I do and why I live the way I live, and also why I have, this life that I have developed to be able to do what I do creatively and in business and in my personal life, which is all of that stuff. It's all one thing, you guys, for me. That was always the goal, is to get it all into a situation where I can actually optimize what's inside of me. And so I'm not wasting a lot of time, and I'm not wasting a lot of motion. And there's a lot of wasted motion and time spent by the average person, and I'm no different. I can easily get distracted by the play-by-play of what's going on today in the the news cycle. So but I know that I'm just wasting my time, and more importantly, I'm avoiding doing what's deep inside of me that I should be doing. Like, if if I knew I was going to die in 30 days, like what would I be doing? I'm doing what I would be doing if I was going to be dead in 30 days or tomorrow. That's real. And so like that's when it gets that real, dude, and starting over and all that kind of stuff, like I can't tell you how good this feels. And it wasn't easy, and it's not easy, but I've worked very hard to get to a place where I'm secure and and able to just focus on living a good life, and the rest just kind of starts to come out as long as I'm disciplined enough to stay the course, which I'm not always, but having an environment that's positive and not distracting is a game changer. So anyway, you guys, that's my 2 cents for the week. I've been having a great week, and that's why I haven't been doing a lot of videos, because I'm busy doing stuff. I'm busy creating and putting in the time and enjoying my time with the dogs and just kind of my routine. It's been really nice. So hope to hear from more of you guys. It's been great for your feedback. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the support. I even appreciate the critics, because you know what, man, if we're not pushing ourselves out into the world, trying to do our best work, it's a quiet world and we don't have any haters. But if you step out and you try to do something that's worth something, expect that you're going to have plenty of people who, are living mediocre lives, and they're going to try to drag that down. So, rise above it and push forward is the point. Stay positive, man, and that's the big thing I have to do, is I stay away from a bunch of people who claim to be really hard workers and have it all figured out and pointing their finger and all that stuff. But it's a bunch of weak people. Misery loves company, and I'm not around miserable people. I'm around very positive, giving, caring people who are consistently good people. They're not going to pull the rug out from underneath me, and I'm not going to do that to them either. So that's a nice foundation to build off of and to grow and create, in a healthy way. So anyway, you guys, I'm just feeling good, and hope you guys are, and we'll be talking soon. I'll be sharing everything I'm doing, because you know what, man, life's short, and for the young ones in particular, that's why I'm doing this mainly, because older people don't give a shit and they don't want to listen to me. Primarily, they got it all figured out, and I'm just sharing my own path. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, definitely, because that doesn't work anyway. But a lot of what I talk about and why I do this is for the younger people who are like me, who are entrepreneurial, creative. They might be athletic and creative like I am, and which is very confusing, because today it's a little easier, more acceptable, but it's still challenging to share the creative in us to the world always, and just standing out and saying what we really believe. More importantly, the rest is just symbolic of that, So anyway, you guys, have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.